Good day, everyone. Our topic is all about communication purposes. Communication purposes is the act of conveying information through various means, such as writing, speaking, and presentation, intended for academic or educational purposes. It involves the exchange of ideas, thoughts, and knowledge among individuals in a scholarly or learning setting. Effective communication, academic communication requires precision in language, clarity in expression, and the ability to articulate complex concept in a concise manner. And let's move on to understanding the meaning of academic writing. Academic writing is a type of writing that is designed for academic or scholarly purposes, which is typically used in academic settings such as universities and research institutions. The primary aim of academic writing is to clearly and effectively communicate research findings, theories, and ideas to a specific audience in a well structured, formal, and objective manner. It is characterized by a clear, concise, and logical structure with a focus on evidence based arguments, critical analysis, and careful use of language. Good academic writing is characterized by an attention to detail, a strong argument, and a clear sense of purpose. It is an essential skill for students, scholars, and researchers who seek to communicate and contribute to academic discourse in their respective field. Knowing how academic is done. Number one, choosing a topic. The first the first option is academic writing is to choose a topic because it's a set of foundation for the entire writing process. Without a clear and defined topic, it can be difficult to create a well-structured and coherent piece of academic writing. Choosing a topic allows the writer to focus their research and writing, making the process more efficient and effective. By selecting a topic that is of interest to the writer, they have more likely to be motivated and passionate about the research and writing process, which can also enhance the quality of their work. In summary, choosing a topic sets the stage for the entire writing process, allowing the writer to focus their research and writing efforts and maintain a clear and organized approach. Second, consider the rhetorical elements. The second option in academic writing is to consider rhetorical elements because it helps writers effectively communicate their message to their audience. Rhetorical elements such as tone, language, and style are important in creating a connection with the reader and conveying meaning. By carefully selecting and using these elements, writers can shape their message in a way that's clear, organized, and persuasive. Therefore, it is important for writers to consider these elements when crafting their academic writing in order to maximize the impact of their work.
This is the continuation of knowing how academic writing is done. The third step is generate ideas and text. The third step in academic writing, which is generating ideas and text, is an essential step in the writing process because it involves brainstorming and gathering information that will be used to create an outline for the paper. Without these steps, the writer may struggle to create a clear and coherent paper by generating ideas and text. The writer is enabling themselves to produce a cohesive and well-structured paper that is informative and engaging for the reader. The fourth step is organize your ideas. The fourth step in academic writing, which is organizing ideas, is crucial in creating a well-structured and coherent paper. Organizing ideas also helps the writer to identify any gaps that may exist in their research and to address them before proceeding with the writing process. By completing this step, the writer will have a clear understanding of where their paper is going, what each section will cover, and the arguments they will make throughout. Overall, organizing ideas in an effective way to ensure the end result is an organized and logically structured academic paper that is easy to follow for the reader. The fifth step is write out a draft. The fifth step is academic writing is to write out a draft, which allows the writer to start constructing an actual content of the paper based on ideas and organization developed in previous steps. These steps allows the writer to focus on the content and substance of their paper and to formulate their arguments and ideas into clear, concise, and cohesive sentences and paragraphs. So overall, writing a draft is an essential step in academic writing process that enables the writer to build upon their ideas and craft them into a well-written, organized, and effective paper. And the sixth step is revise, edit, and proofread. The sixth step is in academic writing is to revise, edit, and proofread, which involves refining, and content and structure of the draft created in the previous step. These steps help the writer to produce an effective and well-constructed academic paper that is suitable for submission. And the final step is to evaluate your work. The final step in academic writing is to evaluate your work, which allows you to access the effectiveness of your written work and your overall performance as a writer. By evaluating your work, you can determine if you have met the goals and requirements of the assignment, the accuracy and completeness of the content, and the effectiveness of your argument and writing style. Evaluating your work allows you to take a critical perspective and reflect on your written assignment and take constructive feedback to continue to build upon your skills, knowledge, and experience as a writer. Ultimately, by evaluating your work, you can produce a final product that is polished, refined, and meets high academic standards.
The structure of academic texts. First, aim. This is the general purpose of the text, and it appears after the introduction. Example: to investigate how effective nursing interventions are for smoking cessation. Second, research questions. The questions, which are placed after the aim, limit or specify the aim. Example: questions for the cited aim. What nursing intervention exists, and how many patients are still smoke-free after 1 year? Third, introduction. This comes before the aim and the research questions. Explain the importance of the aim, mention that there is something about it that is not yet known, and specify the benefits that can be gained from the knowledge to be discovered. Using the cited aim and the research questions, perhaps the benefit can be to provide better care or develop a new drug or new treatment method, or that there is a problem with an existing method and that alternative methods are needed. After you have accounted for TTH, context and pointed to the importance of new knowledge in the field, your reader will be well prepared when you present your aim and research questions after the introduction. When writing a thesis, you may also cite researches done and literature review, and what still needs to be found out leading to your aim. Fourth, methods and materials. Mention what procedure you follow to achieve your aim and answer your research questions. First, your readers should understand how you get the result, and second, after reading this section, they should be able to duplicate your research. Start with a method such as study design. If you tell your readers right away that your work is a literature review, or that your method consisted of interviewing nurses using semi-structured interviews, it will be easier for them to understand the details that follow. Fifth, results. Presents the results objectively without interpreting them, because the interpretation will appear in the discussion section. For text coherence, sequence the result by following the particular order of the research questions as they were given. Use properly labeled or captioned tables to make the results easier to understand even without reading the accompanying text.
The structure of academic text. Methods and materials. Mention what procedure you follow to achieve your aim and answer your research questions. First, your readers should understand how you got the results. And second, after reading this section, they should be able to duplicate your research. Results. Present the results objectively without interpreting them, because the interpretation will appear in the discussion section. For text coherence, sequence the results by following the particular order of the research questions as they were given. Use properly labeled or captioned tables to make the results easier to understand even without reading this accompanying text. Discussion. This is where you interpret your result in. It is the most difficult part because you need to analyze the result and interpret them at the same time. This is the usual outline for this part. What do your result mean? Something that results as a consequence, issue, or conclusion. How many your method have affected your result? Every method effect result in some way or other, but they do this in different ways. What are the strengths and weakness of the study? How they effectively result? Strength is commenting on the practical applications, supporting evidence and validity of the research. Weakness is the hypothesis is ill-defined, doubtful, or unsound, or it rests on insufficient evidence. What kind of research is needed in the field in the future and why? Future research can be defined as a systematic study of possible future events and circumstance. Conclusions. Make a general statements about your aim and your results. Focus on the applications of your result.
Hi everyone, this is my report, the topic about the key features of academic text. Number 1, literacy narrative. Literacy narrative, well-told story, vivid detail, clear significance. So literacy narrative is a type of autobiographical essay that focus on personal experiences with literacy speaking, writing, reading, and skills. In order to confirm the importance of this,
evaluations, a concise descriptions of the subject, clearly defined criteria, and eligible discussion, balance, and fair assessments will support the reason. So, evaluation, it helps determine what works and what could be improved in a program. Laboratory report, explicit title, abstract, purpose, methods, results, and discussion. References, appendices, appropriate format. So, laboratory reports, it provides you with a background information. Literary analysis, an arguable thesis, careful attention to the language of the text, attention to the pattern of themes, a clear interpretation. So, like for example, specific words, images, metaphor, there are the foundations of the text, meaning and are where analysis begins. Proposal. I will define a problem, recommended solutions, a convincing argument for your solution, possible questions, a call for actions, appropriate tone. So, like for example, if you conduct a research, so kailangan jud ma-convince nimo ang mga reader why your project is valuable and your competence.